Hello, I'm Katie Barr, and this is Boca Matters. 3 years ago, Monica Mayotte was our freshman council person. She is now seeking a second term for seat D in the March election. Councilwoman Mayotte joins us today to tell us a little bit about her time on the dais and what she hopes to accomplish in a second term. Hi, Monica. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Katie. I'm so honored to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Is it just me, or does it seem like these 3 years have flown by?
They really have flown by. It's astonishing. We've done so much in these 3 years, and it just seems like it was yesterday that was taking the oath of office.
Yeah. And what's most amazing is that for the past year, we've basically been on hold with COVID-19. So let's just get into that right away. How is the city doing as far as the mitigation with the COVID-19?
We're doing it the best we can do. I think we started off when this first happened, everything shut down, the whole world kind of shut down, and we did too, and rightfully so. I think we took the right approach to try to get the virus under control, as everyone was trying to do. I think we were very methodical, wasn't always popular, but very methodical in how we attempted to reopen, to keep our community safe. That's always been our first priority, is to keep our community safe and healthy, and then slowly bring back things, as was safe to do, whether it was our beaches or parks, and things like that. So now we're really trying to focus on how do we move forward and keeping everyone safe, convincing our legislators at the county, state, and federal level with vaccine distribution, and reopening our economy in a way that everybody can begin to prosper again.
And the vaccine rollout, you think that will improve?
I hope so. I wish I had control over how we did it, and but the city is not getting. We don't have a whole lot of control over what we can do with the vaccine. We were lucky last week to get 200 doses from the Palm Beach County firefighters, and the appointments were taken up in 2.5 minutes, gone. So the demand is out there. It's just the supply that's the problem.
Well, all right. So then let's get back to the early days of your time in office. What was it that motivated you to seek a seat on the council in the first place?
Well, I got my start with the city. I was one of the initial appointees to the Green Living Task Force by Mayor Susan Welchel way back when. I think it was 2009. And that advisory task force turned into a permanent advisory board, and I became chair of that because my passion back then was climate change advocate. And I didn't think the city was moving in the right direction and to protect our environment here in Boca, so that our residents could enjoy our environment, way into the future. So that's kind of what gave me the desire. And I had gone to Capitol Hill in DC back in 2017, and was actually lobbying for federal climate change legislation. And that trip to DC kind of solidified my desire to go, the only way to make real change, or to affect real change on climate change, is to become an elected official. And so I did.
And do you think that you've brought forth anything in the city that so far is bringing us in that direction?
Absolutely. I think we are making great progress. I mean, it's slow progress, but it's great progress. Right after I got elected, we hired our first sustainability manager. We now have a sustainability action plan that's being put into action. We're just, I think I've been able to, with fertilizer regulations and taking glyphosate off of our, use off of our beaches, and recycle. I've got a pilot recycling program that's going on to the beaches. So, we have a great sustainability manager. She gets it, and I think she's doing a great job. And I look forward to just doing more and more and more.
what would you say is motivating you to run for a second term?
So when I first ran, there's a huge learning curve. And, I feel like the first year of my first term was learning, understanding all the terms and everything. But now I feel like I'm on a roll. I understand the issues better. I'm more aware of how to get things done and where things are going. So I'm looking forward to just keeping, the ball rolling forward and moving in the right direction.
You've made your connections, you've networked, you know the drill, so to speak.
Absolutely. I know who to contact for, to get answers to my questions and to validate, what my opinions are and how to move it forward. I know how to get a resolution written. I know how to organize an ordinance. So, those types of things are a lot that you learn about when you first get elected that you don't realize you don't know.
Right. Yeah. I'm noticing that too over here on the beach side of Boca. It looks like the city's going to be doing something with 4Ocean as far as recycling on the beaches. And I'm even noticing people myself now that are out walking are actually, picking up trash and masks and litter. And, people are just a little more conscious of, keeping our place clean.
Yeah, back in 2009, when the city was kind of just first starting all of this, people weren't as engaged or aware. And as time has passed, many more people understand the need for protecting our climate. I'm going to go off on a tangent here with like the Wildflower Park. We're getting
Right.
a new seawall. It's being raised. We're getting docks raised at Silver Palm. And, that was because I kind of forced the issue. I'm like, we can't build and spend millions of dollars on this park without doing something with the seawall.
Right.
So, and even the boat ramp, those docks were underwater many times a year.
Right. That is an issue is the flooding. Are you finding that the county or the other communities are taking it as seriously as Boca is taking it?
Yes, there is in South Palm Beach County. There's a consortium of municipalities and their sustainability, staff that are working together for this vulnerability study that is ongoing and should be out soon, as to what and we're working together. So I think they've gotten grant funding to help fund some of this work. So it's the tides don't know municipal boundaries. So we all have to work together. This is a joint effort to make sure that our whole region is protected.
Right. And then looking back, in the past 3 years, have there been any votes on city council that you particularly supported?
Well, the number one thing that comes to my mind is Brightline.
Uh,
I'm so proud of my vote on Brightline. I think, and people have called it, I didn't coin this phrase, but Brightline will be a game changer for Boca Raton, bringing people to our community to enjoy it and for our community to go enjoy other areas of South Florida. So I'm really looking forward to breaking ground on that project. Unfortunately, Brightline's been on a little bit of a delay because of COVID, but
right.
they're going to be back on track very soon.
And then for the
Pun
next
intended.
3 years, what would be your targets for the next 3 years or your goals?
My goals right now, the short-term goals are, number one, let's get past this pandemic. We have to get this vaccine rolled out to everyone who wants it. Hopefully a majority of our residents here will take the vaccine so that our community can, get back to some sense of normalcy in some time frame that I don't know.
Hmm.
And then we need to make sure that while we're doing this, that we can support our economy and get that going back again. Our restaurants, our retail, all of everything that the economy entails to make sure everyone here in Boca is prosperous and can pay their mortgage and pay their rent and buy groceries. Our food banks are just overrun right now.
Mm. Yeah, it's been surreal,
It really
and
has.
in light of, it seems kind of trite to ask about golf course issues or stuff like that, but these are things that people are still concerned about. So what's the latest as far as the new golf course?
So, as you know, as we were beginning to open back up in the pandemic, recreation was a huge and important thing for people to be able to do. I mean, something that was safe to do outside, fresh air. So I still think that even though it sounds kind of, contrite that, we talk about golf courses, I still think it's very important that people can go and have a golf course and outdoor recreation to enjoy. I'm excited about the new Boca Country Club turning into our new municipal course. My husband and I went and golfed there, maybe before the holidays, and it's a beautiful place. There's a swimming pool and tennis courts and a clubhouse and an indoor gym, and I mean, there's so many amenities there, both indoor and outdoor. And the golf course is just beautiful. I actually had a birdie on one of the holes, and I don't know that I can say I ever had a birdie before. Yeah. So it was awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to being able to share that with with everybody who wants to play that course, because it's definitely worth playing. They has all of the different tee boxes, from those who know how to play really well to those like me who just kind of get out there and swing the club. But it's going to be fun.
Right.
And I can't wait.
What's nice as well is that, I mean, the Boca Muni that exists now is west of the Turnpike, but this course is also west, a little bit west. It's on Military, so it's something that no matter where you live in the city, it's only a few minutes away. Correct. So I think it's going to be a great addition to our recreation.
I really do too. And it's more than just a golf course. That's what I love about it, because it'll appeal to a lot more people than just golfers. It's more than just a golf course. It has all these amenities, but also it frees up the opportunity for us to do something different at Ocean Breeze, where we were going to build the municipal golf course. We have like a blank slate, hundreds of acres of just a blank slate to do whatever we want for recreation there. So I'm looking forward to determining what those are, what residents want to see there. So I'm keeping a list of what I've heard so far. So if you have any ideas, please email them to me.
So now also about what's the status of Boca as far as being a college town? There's lots happening with FAU. Anything new on the horizon there?
So we just sent a zoning change up to the state for a private off-campus student housing complex. I've been in favor of this. In what, right now it's it's a large building, and I don't know if that could change in the future. Right now, the only thing that we're looking at is the zoning changes that have been put to the state that we're waiting for a response back on. But I think FAU is trying to become and build a community, and they have 30,000 students and 4,000 beds on campus. And it's going to take a long time for the state to be able to go and build these additional dorms that they need. And this company does this all over the country for universities all over the country. This is not something that's a new business model for them. This is a business model that they've replicated all over the country. I think they have 20,000 beds that they manage.
Wow.
And I'm lucky because my son lived in a type of this, a competitor of this company's, but an off-campus, just adjacent to campus type of dorm environment for his junior and senior years in college. And it worked out very well. And there's ways to, everyone talks about the traffic and how noisy it will be, but this one is going to be all enclosed. They were going to build a footbridge over, because it's right on that 4th Avenue, right along the El Rio Canal, just east of the university's property. So they promised to build a footbridge over the canal so that the students can just walk across the street and get a shuttle to their whatever, that circulates on the campus. And they've also talked about having a shuttle that comes to either by FAU or provided by the development. They haven't worked all of that out yet, to make sure the kids have a method to get to campus without having to use their cars. For example, my son wasn't allowed to get a parking pass on campus. He either had to take the bus, the shuttle bus, or he walked, or he skateboarded, or something. I'm sure it was in Rochester, New York. So in the winter you can't do all that. So I'm sure he took the shuttle. But But yeah, there are ways to make sure that these kids aren't always using their car to get to campus.
You know, I can remember even when I went to FAU, parking was a problem, and I did get quite a few tickets running late for school.
Yeah.
But
My son said, he goes, I'm proud. I only got one ticket. So one ticket in my 4 years there. So I'm like, that's good.
that's an accomplishment.
It is an accomplishment.
So who would you say, going into this election, who would you say are your biggest supporters?
Oh, wow. I think the residents are, I have neighborhoods that I've already called, that have already called on me. What can we do? What can we do? So that makes me, touches my heart. And I've touched base with the Hidden Valley neighborhood, with the Townsend neighborhood, with Via Verde, so I'm bringing back and touching base with all these people that were my hardcore supporters last time. And I thank them for their continued support now. So we're just ramping everything up to get things moving.
That's great. Do you have a website, Monica, and people want to find out more about your campaign?
I do. It's an easy one. It's just monica.vote.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So it's really easy to remember. And out there, you can find out all my, where I stand on things. You can donate, you can volunteer, you can sign up to volunteer, sign up to get my emails. Everything's out there. All my endorsements will be out there shortly. We're working on that page right now.
Great, great. Well, thank you for spending a little bit of time with us today, Monica, and we wish you the best of luck. We'll be watching you in March.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
That's it for today, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and please keep your questions and comments coming into bocafirst.org.